a lot of people are becoming more familiar with perfumer names because a lot of the buzz in town is the Middle Eastern fragrances, the dupes inspired by, and even some originals coming from those brands. So with the release of this 1 Million Black, to my surprise, I saw in the comment section a lot of the same comments. Quentin Bisch and Christophe Raynaud are the ones that created this. This wasn't that common, but a lot of people are starting to know a lot of these perfumers because of their creations, whether they be dupes or inspired by or originals. People are finding out their names through these fragrances. And yes, I said it, even dupes that they have made. Doesn't matter though. Today we're gonna be dissecting the 1 Million Black, and we're gonna give it an honest impression. By the end of this video, you'll know whether or not this is right for you. The first objective we're gonna be looking at is the presentation. As you guys can see, this is much different than we're used to. In fact, when I was at the shop, I thought it was fake because it honestly looked like some of the earlier days of fakes. And I had a little bit of fun with it, and I made a short asking if it was fake. It did in fact turn out to be real. It's kind of crazy because as of the time of making this video, it's not even released. This is about 2 weeks before the release, and probably by the time you're watching this video is the day of the release, or at least slightly before. Taking a look at some of the notes that they list is tropical freshness, XXL vanilla, and ebony woods. Sometimes you can find some hidden notes that's actually in the note breakdown, or in the write-up, I should say. It's an ambery woody men's eau de parfum. It marks a new era for the 1 Million universe. More than a new signature, it's freer, bolder, and more addictive. The first blast of the spray is roasted pineapple with an unexpected burst of radiant energy. There's an overdose of vanilla with a creamy gourmand accord that melts into richness of ebony woods. Magnetic composition that instantly captivates and leaves a lasting impression. For optimal projection, apply 2 to 4 sprays to pulse points. So on the wrists, on the neck, on the chest, and behind the ears. Created for those who embrace every moment. 1 Million Black reveals its intensity on skin. I think from gold to black. It is also important to note that in this picture, there's something that I think is significant. As you guys can see from the start of the lineage, the first fragrance there is Lucky. And then as you go into the last fragrance, you have the black, and that's very important to note. To my nose, on the first impression and the opening of the fragrance, I get a very clear-cut, juicy pineapple and plum. And in fact, one of the main things I thought immediately was, holy shit, this smells like 1 Million Lucky, but stronger, sweeter, more ambery, and richer. And I wasn't mad at it. 1 Million Lucky didn't really give me anything that was too rich or too long lasting or anything like that, but I have to admit, I was thinking I may expect something completely new. 1 Million Lucky meets pineapple was my entire experience of this fragrance. It sounds simple, and it's kind of like wrapped up into that just one sentence right there, because that is my entire experience. Now, the vibe of the fragrance was something that made me feel flirty, borderline gourmandy. There was absolutely something that's addicting, so I'll back up what they said here. And then that ambery nature really added more of that syrupy vibe to the natural sweetness. The fragrance in itself is not the most naturalistic, and some of the most complimented are the synthetics, so don't expect anything that's niche, but still, niche doesn't always mean mass appeal, and there are so many 1 Millions that I still love to this day. This one, very similarly, I'd give it like a 9.25 when it comes to the designer realm. Performance, solid 7 to 9 hours. On clothing, it absolutely lasted up to 10 hours. Eau de parfum concentration, but it still acts and behaves like many stronger fragrances that I know. Quality, it's a 1 Million, it's a check. Synthetics, sure, but still really damn good. Uniqueness, I think it takes a little bit of a backseat. I would not necessarily say that it's a bad fragrance by any means. In fact, the fact that it's closer to something I love is what makes it its strong suit. So you just walked in. What do you think of how it smells in here?
Pretty sweet and fruity, yeah. I can smell the pineapple.
Pineapple?
Yeah.
Nice. I get like plum and pineapple. Reading the note breakdown, I was expecting something a little bit more tropical. We had quite a few tropical guava and papaya fragrances that were trending for the last year, so I really thought that there might be something of that vibe. But truth be told, I have zero complaints of the way that this smells. The one gripe I have is that when I saw that there were master perfumers, I was expecting something almost revolutionary for the 1 Million, but it's not. Good, yes, but it just feels like that was more so of a marketing leverage, like we see very common in today's world, especially in perfumes nowadays. I mean, let's be real here, right? Like, there's a lot of just that whole, oh, it's made with this perfumer, and it's just used as marketing tactics, and I can't help but feel that that's what this kind of was. I mean, let's be real here. Yes, they are making for many other affordable fragrances, and yes, they are that good. Does it take away from its credibility? No. Does it take away from the fact that it's high quality and good smelling? No. Does it make this a lesser valuable fragrance? No. Does that mean that this isn't worth it? Absolutely not. I think this is 100% worth it. I loved Lucky. This, I'd buy it again. Long story short, not groundbreaking, not new, very intense, revival of the past, and even freaking better. And also, for me, worth every penny. But let me know what you guys think about a few topics that we touched up on here. What are your thoughts on the new 1 million? Do you think it's still worth it? How did you guys feel about Lucky? And do you think that the names of the perfumers are something that drives you to want to buy this even more? Because I'll admit, it definitely played its role on me. My name is Steve. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like so other people can get recommended this video too. I'll see you in the next one.